April 2019. This is a new bench power supply I ordered off eBay about a week or so ago. My last one was too small and it failed. So I found this thing for like 30 some bucks, probably like 20 some dollars shipping. And probably was mostly similar. It was about the right style for what I wanted to do, so to me it was worth it. It's not a switching mode or anything fancy. I don't even think it's regulated. But I wanted something that's variable voltage and can do a good amount of current amperage. And this was the best thing for what I wanted to do. It's an Electro Model D612T filtered DC power supply. On-off switch. I believe that's the main fuse. 0 to 6 volts. No, 0 to 8 volts is up there. 0 to 16 is down. It's not regulated though, so that's a little skewed. Runs on 115, 50, 60 hertz. 0, 10 amp output, positive, negative, amp meter, voltmeter. This changes the voltage. And if you kind of listen, you can it might sound sort of familiar. Anyway, as far as I can tell from how this thing would be set up for this amperage, and kind of looking inside these top vents, from when I can kind of see in here, I don't know how well I can show it, but if I can look in here, I can kind of see a transformer down the middle, and I also see a wiper arm on this switch, and it would kind of make sense, at least to me, that is actually a variac, or variable auto transformer in there. I don't know if that would be isolated though, so I'm not quite sure how that works. And these has these weird screws on the side. These have electrical terminals on the inside. These might be diodes, I don't really know. There's also a filter cap in here. I'm not quite sure how this thing works though. It's got some weird screws. I might take a look at it later. It's got like a dog bone screw. I was able to get a few of them out, but I have to take like 8 of them out to actually get inside this thing. But it turns on. It's at 0 volts. It goes up. There's no load on it, so. Only thing I don't really care for is the meter should go a little bit higher, because even unloaded it goes a little pegs out there. And it's kind of slow to adjust. So I think there's no bleeder capacitor on bleeder resistor on the filter capacitor. That's why it takes a while it's on 0 volts and it's kind of hovering at 9 volts. And it's slowly tapering off. And that's kind of what happens when you don't have a bleed resistor on a filter capacitor. I don't know if I like that or not. It's got load on it. It's not a huge deal. I got this mostly for running motors and large projects that I don't really need a little dinky power supply for. And that's why I didn't really care. It wasn't regulated or anything too much. I could add some of that stuff I wanted to too. This was anyway a good base, I thought, for additional changes if I decided to do that. I don't know exactly how old this thing is, but cord's in decent shape. It's plastic and stuff, but it's not polarized or 3 prongs, so I might try and change that too. But I kind of like it. I don't really have much labels or anything on it. Electro Products Chicago. I haven't seen any real dates or anything on it. It's got a vent holes on the bottom too, which is good. You can see a little bit more through the bottom of it too. Trying to do this one-handed. Okay, this is kind of an interesting look. So it looks like they have the power cord coming in, This to me resembles a transformer because I can see laminations in like a H-shaped foot pattern. That looks like a filter capacitor. And this thing up here, I don't really quite know what to make of that. It sort of looks like a variac. But it looks like also looks like it's got laminations too. I can't really tell what. Maybe it's a variable inductor or something. Maybe it's changing the input voltage on that transformer. I don't really know what to make of this thing. But I do see some windings on the back of it there. So I'm not quite sure what to make of that. And there's nothing really over here. B12039. I don't know if that would be a date code or what. D1912039. I don't know what that would be for a date. 12/3 of 89. I don't really know. I can't believe this would be older than 20-30 years. But it seems to work, so I'm happy. Kind of like a grounded cord on it though, so I might try and do that in the future. I'm also not sure if the output's isolated, if that is actually a variac in there.